Welcome. I'm Brooks Hayslip, your guide to a connected life to inspire mindful living. My mission is to help people come home into their bodies in a way where they align with their truth so that they feel so comfortable and humbly confident in that there's an effortlessness to go be in the world as that embodied self. So today's practice is on the theme of gratitude. Gratitude is the best medicine. So there's a quote I read yesterday. There is calmness to a life lived in gratitude, a quiet joy. Ralph Bloom, don't know who he is. There is calmness to a life lived in gratitude, a quiet joy. I love combinations of words, and I particularly love this idea of quiet joy. And that's what we're going to do today in our bodies, is come in and remember this deep well of calm, steady knowing that I believe lies in every single human being. It's, if you think of like the ocean, it's that space at the floor of the ocean. And that space is so necessary to sustain awareness of, to fuel and counterbalance the more expressive parts of the ocean, the waves, the currents, the joy, the ways of going out and engaging in the world and being in the world. And we live in a time where there's so much doing and being that I believe we're being very, very deeply, importantly called to do our work, whatever that looks like for each one of us, to deepen, not just maintain, but I feel like there's a call to awaken even more fully and deeper and level up by leveling down further into that teacher within ourselves, into that base floor energy of the ocean, that well of wisdom and honor and respect from the inside out. Because when we do that and know that in ourselves, then that is how we will approach the world and other people. And I feel like there's a lot to do there. And my way of doing it, one of my ways, is embodying it and helping to guide people back to that in themselves. So let's do it. My challenge for you is to do this practice 3 times this week. If it also feels like a yes for you to add to that challenge for 7 days. So in those 7 days, you're going to do this practice 3 times. If you also, in those 7 days, every day, want to wake up and write down 3 things that you are grateful for, and bring your hand to your heart and breathe those things into your body with respect and appreciation and thankfulness, and feel them, and do the same thing at night. You can reread the same 3 things, or you can write new ones. And again, ending the day with hand at the heart, feeling that appreciation. And then let me know how your week is, please. So subscribe, comment, like, send me a message, whatever. I would love to know how this affects the 3-dimensional daily moments, interactions with the world, with people in your house, on your walks, in a conversation, how that might shift. Okay, if you have a block, hit pause, go grab it, or a blanket, or a block will do, or you can use your imagination and just pretend and know how to engage your inner thighs without the use of an object, which is ideally the goal anyway. So, okay, so let's begin. So if you don't have anything, Just sit back on your heels with your toes going straight back, meaning your toes aren't turning in so that your ankles aren't getting a lot of outer pressure. And toes straight back also goes ahead and activates the inner middle engagement. If you do have a block, you can sit on it. And I want you to think about the first 3 things that come to mind that you are grateful for. If you don't know where to start with things that are very simple and literally right either inside of you, on you, right around you. So it might be breath, the plants to my sides, this wooden floor with all the grains in it, the sunshine, the snow. Go with that wherever you want. I'm going to ring this bell 3 times, and I want you to take a deep breath in. Each time you hear the bell and think of those things and fill your body up with joy, with quiet joy, as you remember these things. And of course, exhale the breath after you've held it for a few seconds. Beautiful. Take your object or your imagination between your thighs and squeeze the energy there. Go ahead and tuck your toes under just to engage and activate the energy of the legs, like Wonder Woman, Wonder Man stockings, all the way up to the base of the pant line. Wonder legs, activate. Hips, shoulders, ears in line. Beautiful. And then just feel as you squeeze the inner thighs, how the pelvic floor tones and how that energy rises all the way up to the palate of the mouth through the crown of the head. Keep that happening, but also imagine someone's pulling the front of the pelvic bones back. But you're not actually going anywhere. You're just stretching the energy between those points. We're going to be doing that the whole practice. We root and engage with what is, and we stay connected to it through the lower body. And through that intention that fuels the upper body naturally to become more engaged and expressive and fluid in its beingness, in the pose and in the world and today as you move forward. Okay, inhale, take a breath and feel those hands, that strap still pulling your pelvis back. But the belly and the heart and the palate of the mouth are going forward and opening up. Scoop the tailbone and feel that activate all the way from the base of the spine up through the base of the heart to the crown of the head as you curl into yourself. 2 more. Inhale, opening up. So there's that traction. First we root, then we rise. Exhale, toning the pelvic floor, the belly, opening the back of the heart, opening the back of the skull. And then last one here, inhaling, hips squeezing in, pulling back, being very present with what is, and then the heart is opening with quiet joy. It just happens. Coming back to neutral, hips, shoulders, ears in line. Walk your feet back a little bit and come to downward dog. You can walk your dog a little bit, just letting your knees bend, hips swaying some. Checking the hands are outer shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide, fingertips clawing into the floor. Four corners of your hand, inner mound of your index finger, thumb, inner palm, pinky finger mound, outer palm. Root those four spaces down in your hands and then suction cup energy from the palm up to the back of the heart. Boom. I am actively in appreciation and thankfulness for everything I already have. Little details. And then let that eventually, it will fuel the bigger. And then you'll come back and the details will be even more extraordinary. That which seems so ordinary or that you didn't even notice. Right? Okay, so that's a long downward dog. Good job. Walk your hands and your feet towards each other, even if you're still squeezing your object. And fold. Bend your knees. Root the hips back and down. So you're almost in a squat. Yep. And then take your hands behind you. Okay? If interlacing is too much, you can grab a blanket or a towel here. Or just put your hands on your hips. Draw your arm bones forward. Okay, so you can have your hands on your hips for this, or you can interlace. Right? Okay, and now squeeze the energy of your legs into that object. Push it back. Root it down. Lift your belly up. Shoulders up. Head up. So again, I'm just switching here. Here's your hands or interlaced. Beautiful. Lift your chest. And now push down into the floor. Squeeze your legs straight, keeping the hips back, over the ankles, shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders, ribs soft, right? If you've seen some of my other videos, we talk about this a lot, like little suspenders here, front of the ribs, front of the pelvic bones, lengthening the suspenders in the waistline. Hips over ankles, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders, palms open to the front of the mat. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, push and send that energy down through your legs, through the fronts of the heels, into the earth. And notice there's a springboard of energy that fluctuates, undulates up through the curves of the spine with more watery energy through the neck to the crown of the head, infusing your brain with openness, heart open. Here I am, connected to what is, with appreciation, and so full in that I just feel more at ease to go be vulnerably open in my heart, in the world, with ease and grace. All right, grab your object if you have one, release it and just place it down somewhere on the floor. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, you're gonna stand on your left leg. You're gonna take your right ankle across the knee. Okay, and then you're just taking the hips as if you still have that object between your thighs, squeezing your legs super strong. Flex that top ankle, so this guy's not just like flopping around, it's engaged. Okay, and the hips are going back and down. Arms are extending up and forward. I'm starting to hinge at the hips. Shoulders are staying down the back. They're relaxed and engaged at once. Hips going back, 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 down, down, down. Belly up and forward. Heart up, like hands are pulling back on your pelvis and forward on your ribs. Turn your palms open and just be in this gesture of deep in my seat, in the base ocean energy of the well of my wisdom. And I offer that. How can I, from there, engage with the world with more sincerity, truth, openness to everybody else's perspectives, and let them be their truth? Inhale and come up. Exhale, hands to the heart, bringing that right foot to the floor. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose, down through your legs. Switching sides, bringing the left ankle on top of the right knee. Squeeze your legs, make them strong. Yeah, energy of your arches in your feet goes up through the bones of your legs into the hip sockets. Start to hinging at the hips, back and down. Awesome. This time we're going to take our arms back and wide. Palms are down. Imagine you're pushing down on two big blown up balls so much that they send energy up into the armpits to take them back. Elbows back. Awesome. Keep your wings spread wide as you squeeze in even deeper. Committed. What is mine to see today? What is mine to really be with today? What is mine to say today? Bringing that truth up through the belly now. What's mine to share with somebody? Who do I need to say thank you to? Gratitude fuels forgiveness. Maybe there's something to forgive, someone to forgive. Maybe something towards yourself. Energy through your throat. One more breath here. Squeeze your legs. Open your chest. Inhale, come up. Exhale, foot to the floor, hands to the heart. Deep breath in through your nose. Out through your nose, down through your legs. Awesome. Inhale, stretch your arms up. I'm turning sideways just so you can see. You can stay right where you are. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Hips stay back. Belly, heart, throat forward. Exhale, step your left leg back. Back knee to the floor. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pull. Like you're on a monkey bar, you're pushing your hips back and down. You're using the bar to bring the energy of the belly and the heart and the throat up and wide. Beautiful. Inhale, stretch your arms straight. Exhale, hands to the floor. Switch sides. So just take your right foot back, left foot forward, back knee to the floor. Inhale, arms up. You can modify, you can put a blanket under your knee. You can just bring your hands to your thigh. Make this work for you. Exhale, pull that monkey bar down. Hips are rooting back and down. Scissor your legs, energy towards each other. Lift your belly, your ribs, your heart. Palate of the mouth, back. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Switch sides, left foot back, right foot forward. This time, option, you can take your back knee to the floor again or lift it up and stay up. If it stays up, squeeze your quad, lift the hip high. Hips go back towards your back heel. Yep. So the top leg's hip is going towards the back heel. The front leg hip is going towards the front heel. But you got to stay squeezing into the middle. Pretend you have that ball between your thighs. Stay with it. Inhale, stretch up. Beautiful. Exhale, pivot. Turn your back heel to the floor. Take your arms out to the sides. Inhale, Parsvakonasana, arm over the ear, hips back. Yep, that back leg hip over that ankle. Inhale up. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, out to the side, warrior two coming through, two side angle pose. One more, exhale, open. Great, to go to the other side, inhale, come to warrior two, straighten your front leg, rotate your feet, other side. So we're gonna go back down to the low lunge option. So if you need to find that, find that. Keep your knee to the floor until we pivot for the first part of the lunges. If you want to go ahead and lift it up, lift your hips up. Push back through your back heel, forward through your front heel. All the while, keep your legs squeezing to the middle. Squeeze to the middle. Find that heel energy. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful. At this point, if your back knee is down, you can exhale and pivot. Arms out to the sides. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Check the back hip. Is it over the ankle? Inhale. Beautiful. Warrior two to reverse warrior. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale to Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten your front leg. Rotate your feet. Toes going straight forward. Outer edges of the feet parallel to your mat. Great. Ankles, knees, hips all in line. Shoulders in line at this moment. And then just pause. Bring your hands to your heart, one on top of the other. You can close your eyes or just take your gaze downward. Just drop in again. Feel your heartbeat. Remember your things that you are reflecting upon to be grateful for today. If there's new things that just start pouring in, let them pour in. Feel this aliveness, this energy of the upper realms of the ocean, right? Where the bottom is so full and down and deep and calm in its knowing. And at least, you know what, just heading that way, just remembering to steer in that direction. So there's naturally at least a little bit more, maybe even a lot of energy coming up between the spaces of the spine, the jaw, into the brain, beyond, into creativity and curiosity about things you haven't remembered to think about in so long, or some new idea. Whoa, where'd that come from? Or maybe it's just sending a blessing, a thank you to people who have been so kind to you, strangers, neighbors. Bending your knees, open your eyes if they're closed. Shake your arms just for a moment. Shake your hips. And let out a big old sigh. If you want, interlace your hands behind your backs. Again, you can also have the hip option. Just do a quick shoulder opener here before a few more standing, and then we're going to go to the floor to wrap it up. Coming forward. Remember, erring on the side of bent knees, hips back. If you can straighten your legs with your muscles of your legs super engaged, do that. Lengthen your spine, fold a little deeper. Just feel this fresh, potent, clear blood flowing to your brain for a nice reset. And then inhale and come up. Squeeze your legs to come up. And the torso just floats up, and then that flush of blood, right back down into the gut. The organs, everything's like rebooted. All right, here we go. Last standing, then we're going to the floor. So we're gonna stand on the left leg. Take the right knee up and over. Okay, you can stay right here. You can go to here, or you can cross behind the leg, right? Not so important how far around you go. Most important is that you feel like you can still stay level in the hips. And then we're squeezing. This is a great pose because you can feel if it's happening or not. Squeeze your legs into each other. Literally, every single part of your legs that's touching another part of the other leg, squeeze them into each other. Beautiful. Okay, taking the arms out like a platter. Take the right elbow underneath the left, and same thing with the hands. You can stop here with the outer back sides of your hands touching each other, or come all the way around so the palms are. Squeeze your hips back and down with the elbows up. And create as much space as you can from the hips to the armpits, shoulders on the back. Create as much space as you can from the shoulders to the ears, and then start to come forward. Eagle pose. It's so good. Think about the eagle. I do animal card drawings. If anyone ever wants to do one, let me know. Animals are so good for us because they're universal, and there are medicine and guides, and they're clear, and we can all relate. Inhale, come up. And by squeezing in to who you are and knowing your truth, you spread your wings and you fly when you know it's time. And then when it's time to come back in and do some work to reconnect to the ocean floor within myself, I do that. All right, other side. And the more and more you do it, the more and more you have the awareness and knowing that, hey, need to pause, gotta go back in. And the more ritualistic you can be with those daily practices, then you never end up out there in a big old mess because you forgot to do it all, and then you come up and try to clean it all up, and it feels so big and overwhelming, right? So that's the importance of consistency. And guess what? When that happens, if it does, it's still okay. You can always start over. I've been that person many times. Life is tricky. We can do it. We can do this. Okay, so taking the left leg up and over, the higher you can get it up and over, here's a trick. Right here, before you connect, stick your hips back and wide, then go around. See if you got a little further, it's kind of fun. All right, and then taking arms out like a platter, left elbow under the right. Beautiful. Hips back, down, squeeze those legs. This is a massive opportunity to squeeze any toxins out of your legs, up into the drainage systems, in the torso and the organs, right? Also getting your lymph in your legs, a big old pump coming forward, 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 and down, 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 down. Deep down, squeeze everything you possibly can. You can even like play with squeezing your face. You might fall over. That's okay too. We gotta laugh at ourselves when we fall over. Get back up, keep going. Okay, inhale, come up. The eagle has done its work for now and it's ready to fly. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Awesome. Grab your block if you have it. A blanket or towel will be nice too. If you don't, it's a-okay. Coming onto your back, knees bent. Okay, feet are hip width apart, straight ahead. Lift your hips up. So if you have a blanket or a block or a towel, bring your object underneath your sacrum. Your sacrum is the bony triangle at the base of the spine. Okay, if you, whatever object is there, have one end of it-ish at the top of the sacrum, and then let the rest be below. And just being here and letting our energy, intending energy, so where our mind goes, thoughts go, energy will flow. Where awareness goes, energy flows. So bring your awareness to your feet and see any energy that's willing to ground and be of service to you, to make you come into a state of more presence and connection and clarity. Invite it to do so and trust that it will. You can do whatever you want with your hands. I'm finding mine here at my heart and just feeling my heartbeat with appreciation. This thing we can take such for granted. And I just felt a little voice inside of me just saying, thank you so much for what you do for me. And man, I want to take really, really good care of you. So I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to step it up. I'm going to drink a lot of water today. I'm going to eat really well today. We get, this exercise is just loving on you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chin lifted up just a little bit so that throat is open. And feel this naturalness of the energy, spaciousness between the vertebrae coming up through the throat into the pituitary glands, sparking new energy in your mind. Okay, so now activate your legs more. Start to push the feet down, lift the arches of your feet up and lift the hips up off your object. Keep your hips up, slide the object out. Bring your arms down beside you. You can turn your palms down, lift your shoulders and work your shoulder blades under your heart, or you can even interlace underneath, or you can walk your feet in a little bit, grab the base of the ankles and get into quite a good back bend. So if your back starts to hurt at all, don't do this. Even if you're not there grabbing your ankles and your back hurts, lower your pelvis. Yep. Scoop your tailbone more and just stay there and lengthen. Then go up, maybe again. And of course, anytime in any of these classes, videos, you need to take a break. Take a break. That's the beauty of the pause button, right? All right, squeeze your legs. Should feel your hammies working, your glutes working. Yep. And then feel that energy come all the way. So extend your knees towards your toes. but lift your hips, heart away from your hips. Great awakening and lengthening, rooting to rise. Base of the ocean, the well of your own wisdom, fluidity in the world. I've got this. We've got this. Slowly lower down. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Come into kind of scarecrow arms. Yep. And then just let your knees go to one side. Take some big belly breaths, some big solar plexus, right at the base of the ribs breaths, and heart breaths. Inhale your knees back through the center, and exhale them to the other side. Same thing, breathing deep into the belly, the solar plexus at the mid-torso, and the heart. And feel this coming homeness, inhaling the knees back to the center. Draw them into yourself, give yourself a hug. You can rock a little bit side to side. So from here, you are welcome to stretch out into Shavasana and stay there for as long as you wish. You can come to sitting and continue with the meditation. You might want to grab a journal and write down some things that came to you during the practice, and you might just want to conclude. Wherever you are, I want to repeat the quote. There is calmness to a life lived in gratitude, a quiet joy. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. May we all continue to do this so we may show up for the world with our most aligned truth embodied. Awaken, align, activate. All right, so remember the challenge and like, subscribe, comment, please, to my page. If you thought of someone or know someone who you think would enjoy this video or the challenge, please send it to them. I would so appreciate it, and it's just a way of paying it forward. All right, namaste.